Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and my realms are ruined.
And I'm Claire, and my wheel is cosmic.
And this is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest,
new video game ideas
that aren't ever going to get made. We pitch them, then we ditch them.
Yeah, that's our new slogan. It's about 3 weeks old.
Yeah, our new tagline.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
We like it. We you got that rhyming scheme going on. Is it rhyming?
I mean, pitch and ditch do rhyme.
But does it count as rhyming if it's not the last word?
Well, technically, pitch 'em and ditch 'em is the last word.
Oh.
But yes, rhyme.
I was considering as the last word,
well,
and that would
rhymes
just
with
be the same.
Yeah. And
That would be like rhyming that with that.
Right. Well, people have done it.
People get mocked for doing it.
I guess, but I mean, also, yeah, a rhyme is a rhyme no matter where it is in the.
Oh, interesting.
Words rhyme. That's just how it works.
Interesting. Okay. Well, hey, you learn something new every single day.
Uh-huh.
And what we're going to learn today is 2 or more new game ideas from the genius minds at, possibly. Who knows? Anything could happen. This could spiral out of control. As I was saying, the genius minds of Make That Game. That's us. We introduced ourselves. I'm Isaac.
We already said this. We already did this. I don't know if I want to call us genius minds, especially with the game I'm going to bring to the table today. It's not a genius game. It's barely a game.
That could be it could be genius and simplicity. It could be genius and simplicity.
I guess what I'm saying is I wouldn't really give any adjectives to the games we pitch before we pitch them. That's a dangerous game.
I was giving adjectives to our minds, actually.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, what game are you pitching today?
Oh, we're going to go. Okay. All right. Toss it right back over to me. All right.
Yep.
Folks, we're playing Hot Potato, and I just lost. All right. My game idea. God, I didn't come up with a name again. Why don't I ever come up with names? Why don't I ever do that? What's wrong with me?
I don't know. Sorry I called you out last episode for it. Now you're thinking about it even more.
I'm the anti-namer. I just release games with box art. And then you have to decide whether you want to buy it based on that. All right.
Just describe it based on the box art. Have you played Kids Running Away from Giant Explosion with a Green Sky yet?
Yeah, actually, that's the world I want to live in. It's a little harder with digital storefronts to pull that off.
Well, but I feel like digital storefronts have art all the time also.
Yeah, but they also usually have titles. I'm not sure if you could just leave that blank on Steam. I don't
think it would let you?
I don't think it would.
Be like, field empty, please fill it.
I think title is a required field.
Then you just put in parentheses, Kids Running Away from Giant Explosion and the Sky is Green, box art.
Okay. All right. Anyways, my game idea. You'd think that we were vamping and stalling for me to come up with an idea. I was not thinking about that at all. That's not what I do here. I don't. All right. So this game, you are an office worker who works in the software department, and you have to do tests, but they're annoying. You just run the tests. You're basically QA. Okay. And
is this your life, the game?
No. What?
Okay.
Why would I just what? No.
All right. Okay.
Excuse me. So anyways, the way that the gameplay works is I want to really draw in on the monotony. Mm-hmm. I want to get artistic with it of going in to work every single day, going into the office. So you actually have to physically walk your character from the door to their desk and sit down. And then you press Z to turn on the computer, and then it opens up the computer, and then the tests that you have to run, the tasks, are a series of mini games. So even though they're supposed to, here's where the story game mechanics divert.
Yeah.
It's actually fun to do these tasks because of the variety of mini games they are, and different types of tasks, different kinds of bugs in the tests that you have to fix. are different mini games, and they get harder and harder depending on how difficult like the task is to complete. And your task isn't complete until you get like a certain score or meet a certain mile marker or something in the mini game. And it's kind of cheating for me to just say, oh yeah, it's a bunch of little mini games. But like the idea here is that there would be 10 to 20, maybe even more like micro games, really. Like one could be like a little Space Invaders clone as a pretty simple thing, and then the difficulty is like it spawns more alien ships for you to zap away. One of them, it could just be a bunch of classic arcade games, really. It could be some short like Sokoban style puzzle games.
I don't know what that is.
That's the one where you like push boulders around. And okay, all right, get in the head shake. But anyways, it's a bunch of pretty simple mini games that get harder and harder and harder, and sometimes they just throw a super easy one or a super hard one at you, because that's what that life be like. And then and then at the end of the day, here's the other important part. Every time like you attempt a mini game, whether you pass or fail, like some kind of time moves forward. So like a lot of games have this kind of system, like Harvest Moon.
Yeah, sticky business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of like management games have this, like where you do an activity and then some amount of time of like that day is consumed, and you only have so much time in a day. So when you do an attempt, you might have to do like a minigame multiple times to like achieve the specific goal that the task is looking for. So like a pretty simple task, you might have to do 3 times, and like that eats 3 of your 8 hours. And like some days might have specific requirements that you have to meet, which necessitate overtime. Which could drag you in, or you might start a task that you think that's only going to take an hour at the end of the day, and then it ends up taking 5. And I mean, not that overtime exists, because this is a salary job.
I was gonna say, like, what's the like punishment for planning your time badly? Like, it's a game, so unlike work, you're not like wasting your own time.
Yeah. So the punishment is really your I don't think there's any in-game like consequence or anything. Like there's no mechanical like punishment.
Okay.
But your character has like a little thought bubble or something that pops up, and they say how much it sucks and how sad they are. And maybe sometimes your boss is like, hey, you're doing good, giving your all for the company. And then that's also supposed to make you, the player, go, that sucks. I don't want the company man to praise me like that, because I'm sacrificing my little character's life. So yeah, and then at the end of the day, you walk home from your computer desk. Yeah. You shut down your computer, you go. And then here's the fun thing. Every once in a while, you'll have a random IT problem. And then you have to get up from your desk, walk to the IT department, talk to them, and then you get annoying cutscenes. And then you just have to watch them work at your computer, wasting hours of your precious workday. And then they leave, and then you get to use your computer again.
I think you've encapsulated a workday quite well in a game. I don't know if this would be fun to play in the way other work simulators are fun to play.
I think that the variety of mini games would be fun, and also like the idea would be that the cutscenes would have a fairly would be like black humor, kind of deal. Like instead of just like completely reproducing like word for word actual conversations or anything, it would be like comedy version, like the black humor. Yeah. Okay.
Then I think.
And it doesn't have a name.
No, but yeah, cool. All right. Well, I like the slightly anti-capitalist.
Really, it's more anti-corpo.
But isn't that in and of itself anti-capitalist?
I feel like there's some philosophical arguments that you could make that there is a version of capitalism without corporations, and it might be better. That's above our pay grade. That's not pitching or ditching.
And I mean, no matter what, your game does make a statement about society.
Yes, it does.
And I like that.
Yes, we love statement games.
We love them. So I think this game would be an indie darling. Would it exist?
You'd think I'd win awards. Well, all right. I'm not ditching this one.
TM.
I'm gonna start developing it immediately.
I like how we say TM on what? It doesn't have a name.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't trademark it without a name. But gotta patent some of these ideas. Can you patent a system where IT has to help you in game? I'm gonna send that in.
No, because didn't we discuss this on one of our episodes? You can only patent like basically a mechanic.
Yeah, that's a mechanic. The mechanic where randomly like your devices in the game will break and will trigger a cutscene with IT. And
I don't think that's
if
enough.
they can patent. I'm trying to remember the one example. Dang it, there was one
from Zelda. What are you thinking of?
Well, that's one of the things, but Alone in the Dark, the UI that they have for like the sanity system.
Oh, right, you told me
is like copyrighted.
Yeah, I
feel like it's the same thing.
I guess I feel like it's not unique enough to warrant a patent, but I guess I'm not the U.S. Patent Office, so you can take it up with them.
Yeah, I'm going to email them immediately after this podcast. Okay, we've talked enough about my pitch. We haven't ditched it yet. We're ditching it now. It's gone. I don't even remember what game I pitched anymore. All right, let's hit me.
All right, mine is called Pro-Con Battle.
Pro-Con? Like Pro Controller? Like Switch Pro Controller?
No, like pros and cons.
Oh, like convicts?
No, like pros.
Professionals and convicts?
No.
Is this a society?
No, please stop. Like when you make a list of pros and cons.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's a 3-player game.
Oh, wow. All right.
It's a multiplayer online game.
Asymmetrical?
Yes.
One person's the pros, one person's the cons. What's the third part? I'll let you get.
Okay, so here's the thing. So it's kind of it's like a party game.
Okay.
It's slightly inspired by games such as Taboo or I can't think of another one, but Code words maybe, I don't know, like things like that. So basically the game itself will give you a topic that you can make pros and cons on.
Okay.
And then one person is pros, one person's is cons. You have 1 minute. You have to try to come up with more, like say you're pro, you have to come up with more pros than the con team. So you basically have to just like keep coming up with ways it's good.
Okay.
And if you're cons, you have to keep coming up with ways it's bad. And they're all equal weight because that makes it easier, I think, unless there's ways, maybe you'll have an idea of how to work in different weights. And the third person is the referee, because I was like, how am I going to, like, because you could just put like shoelace, and like win the game. So it's like the referee is reading to make sure that they are somewhat valid pros and cons, and they have like a button they can press to like delete ones if they think they're just like BSing it.
Okay.
And then the idea would be that it's also a little apples to apples in the sense that the referee, like knowing who the referee is could matter in the way that you're writing these out. Like, will they let this slide or not? Will they think it's funny and therefore keep it? Like things like that. So the point is to be creative in your writing of the pros and cons as well. And then you would rotate as you play the game. So like the person who's referee can then be like the cons and whatever, and you just play forever.
Okay. All right. So I have some thoughts, but I feel like my thought might be rewriting your game idea a little bit. So you can reject me saying them.
Before you say it, then can I just say why I made it like this?
Okay, yes.
It's because pro-con lists don't work for me, because I can literally come up with, it feels like my brain could come up with infinite pros and infinite cons for any situation.
Oh.
Like, it is very hard for me to stop a pro-con list, and so that's why I made it into a game.
Okay. All right. Nice. So does that mean that you do or do not want to hear my ideas?
No, I do. I just wanted to tell you that, because if you're going to rewrite the game, I wanted people to know where the inspo for the original version of the game came from before you did that.
So my thought process here is, as you were describing the game, I immediately thought to like Jack in the Box games.
Oh yeah.
Or Jackbox. Okay. And so I thought maybe this could be more than 3 players. Maybe this could be a party game, but one person is the pros, one person is the cons still, but every other person, 1 to infinite other players, are like the judge. And depending on what pros and cons are written, they judge which side that they support. And
so they actually have to like
so like they're like the judges.
Okay, I like this. I mean, I don't think it rewrites it. It just rewrites the like end case, the win case.
Yeah.
All it does is rewrite the win case. I think I like it because I like werewolf, and this feels like because you're gonna have to do some.
Oh,
Well, because if
yeah.
multiple people are deciding based on the pros and cons that two random people wrote,
Right.
there's gonna be a lot of discussion and a lot of like trying to sell your ideas to why that side should win, and I think that's fun.
Yes. Although, so would there be that much back and like, because I'm imagining like you write the pros and it shows up on like a screen, you have a limited number of time, but then like you can't input any like, then the judges all discuss themselves like the pro. Okay. All right.
But obviously people are going to have opinions.
Yes.
And they're going to say.
And they can discuss that, but I think there should be no more input from pros or cons.
Oh, right. Obviously.
Unless maybe they can answer clarifying questions, but they can't be like, oh, I thought of another pro.
I don't think they should even be able to clarifying questions.
Oh, fair.
That makes it funnier. If they wrote something that's
out.
absolute nonsense and they can't say what it was supposed to be, that's funny.
They do a typo that no one can like interpret the original meaning,
and they can't defend themselves. Like that's funny. So we're keeping that. Yeah, I like this. I mean, I definitely envisioned it as a party game, so just adds more element of party game. I wish there were more party games.
Yeah, I mean, there's really only Jackbox
and Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, and Mario Party.
Yeah, but like that's it.
Do anybody? Does anybody like Mario Party?
Do anybody like Mario Party? What's Mario Party? Is it the one that's like a board game?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like Mario Party.
That's what I thought.
We rented it from the library once in college because no one wanted to pay money for it, and people had said they're like, "This is going to destroy your friendships. Like you're going to get so intense over Mario Party." That's why we bought it because we like this.
You wanted to destroy friendships.
Yeah, we wanted to.
You were
destroy
like friendships.
Each other.
I'm done with these.
And it was literally a board game. Like we were we were bored. Like we did not enjoy it. The only thing we enjoyed was we made up the Spooky Boo song, which was good. But other than that,
can you sing the Spooky Boo song?
Spooky Boo, Spooky Boo, Spooky Boo, Spooky.
Wait, is that it? That's it. Okay.
We just every time we were on a Spooky Boo level, we just sing that constantly.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
But to your point, I don't know. Yeah, I was like. We were very confused because I don't understand because it also just like it's so rote, like it's like you basically roll dice and it's like you're moving a certain amount. I don't know how that can become a battle, like how people can be upset about that.
Well, it's because of the mini games. Like
I don't know.
when you like shove someone off the edge right as they're about to win, that destroys the friendship. That's what they're referring to.
I guess
not about the dice rolling.
Our friendships are just too strong, I guess.
Stronger than Mario Party, folks.
Yeah. Anyway,
unbelievable.
But I would love to see more like variety in party games because I think they're really fun. I really like it.
My game should have a multiplayer aspect where everyone can walk into the office. And the only times you're allowed to talk to each other is when you all meet up at the water cooler. But you're not allowed to coordinate when you go to the water cooler in game by any means.
That's our games. We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We're in the next section
to say about it.
We're going to talk about stuff.
Yeah, we are.
What do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about gaming consoles.
Oh, that is a big topic.
Yeah, because...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, because I saw that the Nintendo is maybe making a new one.
Okay.
It was announced in 2023, so I don't know.
Wait, if it was announced in 2023, then they're not actually. That's not real then. It doesn't take that long. Wait, when in December 2023? I just remembered that 2023 happened very recently. I forgot that we were just okay. I thought we were much deeper in 2024 than we were.
No, it was in late. All right, I'm looking it up just to.
All right, yeah, let's look it up. This is our basis of our conversation. We got to be educated.
It might just be rumors.
We don't believe in rumors.
All right, Polygon I trust for the news, right?
Maybe. I don't go to gaming websites because gaming journalism has no ethic. No.
Okay, you were all whiny about, I can't figure out things that are happening on Twitter, and now...
Yeah, that's a different thing. That's straight from the game designers and developers themselves. That's not just gossip and,
Okay, so pretty much all we have is that it suggests Nintendo's next console will have an 8-inch screen, which
How
is
big is the current Switch?
7 inches.
Oh, okay.
And they say a
1 inch.
significant increase. And I'm like,
I mean,
I guess
yeah,
percentage-wise,
yeah.
right? Yeah. A LCD panel, and the console will launch in 2024.
That's this year.
That's this year.
Okay, but is it going to be like because like the Switch OLED was like a new console,
but it's a Switch, right?
Yeah.
People are calling it the Switch 2, but that's like not the name.
Okay.
You know, like they're just calling it that. It looks like Nintendo hasn't actually said anything. It's more people like,
oh my god.
But so I think it still sparks enough conversation for me because I am scared of change, and that's what I want to talk about. Because basically, so this is my first real if they do release a new console in 2024, this would be my first real console switch since I started gaming hardcore, non PC. Which is also a good thing to think about. Wow, there's so much to talk about here. I'm running through. My thoughts are running across myself.
You're digging us a hole we can't dig out of.
No, because like if you think about PC games, yes, the PCs themselves can like outpace the game. We talked actually last week about how my Oregon Trail 5 will not run on a PC anymore. You know, but Sims 2 does run on the PC still. Actually, it runs so fast you're like. I used to sit for like an hour waiting for it to load sometimes.
Wow.
And now it's like, bloop, it's ready. But it will still run. But like it's still a PC. Like the actual like gameplay doesn't change. Like basically you can run a game until the PC outpaces the game.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the same as a console, but the thing with consoles that
but like consoles don't they don't have like those kinds of upgrades. They don't have upgrades in the same sense.
Right. Like a PC you could and a PC you can build yourself. You can like swap out things. You could upgrade. You could choose to not upgrade it too and like keep your games that you want to play and
yeah, you could keep an old Windows 95 for your Oregon Trail.
Exactly.
Windows Millennium Edition.
I was gonna say my dad probably has one in the basement. Probably still run it on. I mean, he has like an old Tandy computer. I think it still turns on.
Wow. My mom used to have a Tandy.
I like it.
Used it for budgeting.
We're old. So but I think what freaks me out is like there's still games on the Switch that I haven't played. There's still games that I could buy, and they're gonna release something brand new, and I know that some games you can play on all of them. Like I remember when the PS5 came out and there were games, I didn't really play PlayStation that much, but there were games that like were coming out on 4 and 5 simultaneously.
Yep. Yeah, there was like a transition period.
But I also know from just vague listening to things and listening to you and learning more about video game design and development that a lot of games have to be developed for the console. Like they can't just be a game and be ported everywhere. Like they have to be
right.
And part of that is like in the beginning when consoles are created, they'll send them out to developers to like, you're going to make one of our flagship games for this console. This is one of the reasons people are going to buy it is because they can only play it on Switch 2 or whatever. Yep. And yeah, that scares me because I don't like change and I like my games the way I like my games. And I don't want to be out of date, but I also don't want to like throw games in the trash.
Yeah.
So like, how do game developers deal with this? Like, how is this planned for them?
With much hardship. Legitimate, especially like indie game developers, it can be difficult to get the dev kits that you need, like to make a Switch game, to make a game for a console. It's not as easy as just I have a bunch of free software and I'm gonna type some code and click the build button and hey, now people can play my game. And getting the ability to like test your game on the actual hardware that you're building it for, all that is part of the dev kit. And as far as I know, like Switch, I don't think there's any way for you to do that for free. I'm trying to think if like Unreal has build tools. It's been a while since I looked at Unreal at all, and I only messed with it a little tiny bit, but I don't think that it comes out of the box with like the ability to just put your game that you made with Unreal onto PlayStation 4. 5 is what's out now, or Xbox or Switch, like only PC. Build on PC, play on PC. Probably has tools to build to Mac and Linux, but...
And then how long do games usually like make themselves back compatible? Like that overlap of PS4 and 5, how long does that usually last?
So, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head some gaming history here. I feel like once a new console, or at least back in the day, once a new console came out, there wasn't really backwards compatibility because there was such a large jump in technology. Like the difference between an Xbox and an Xbox 360 was so big that they couldn't really do like an Xbox 360 game and like backport it to just Xbox because there was such a massive difference. Same with like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Like there wasn't really like the capacity for a PlayStation 2 game to be stripped back enough to run on PS1. But PS2, Xbox 360 you can generally put in like an older game and play it as long as it's the same. Nintendo got some backlash because like they had the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. Then they did the then they did the 64, which was a different kind of cartridge. So you couldn't just put your Super Nintendo games in it. And then they did the GameCube, which used discs.
Wow.
So you couldn't even put
none of it was back compatible at all.
No backwards compatibility. You could not put a N64 game into your GameCube. And then the Wii comes out.
Yep.
And I think even though that used discs, like the GameCube used small discs, and the Wii used big discs.
Right.
I don't think you could put a GameCube game into your Wii and play it.
I don't think so. I didn't have GameCube, so I never got to test that, but I don't think it would work.
So, and obviously your Wii games won't work in your Switch, and I don't know about Wii U at all. I don't know if Wii U...
I know nothing about Wii U. Wii U is the forgotten child.
Yes. Even Nintendo wants us to forget about it.
Yeah.
But with the controller being so different from like the Wiimote, I imagine that you couldn't really play Wii games on a Wii U. But that's Nintendo's history.
Yeah, well, and I feel like Wii U was emphasizing downloadable games.
Oh, that makes sense. Like they wanted to switch to digital because it's easier, more profitable probably. So yeah, there's that. One of the first like big... hey, we made a backwards compatible game. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess came out on both GameCube and Wii.
Right, and they're mirrored.
Yes.
And it was the first time Link is right-handed.
Yep, because the majority of players with the motion controls on the Wii were going to be right-handed.
Yeah. That's a great little nugget of Nintendo history.
Yeah.
My dad played that game, I think. Did we decide it was that one? I think it was.
Probably Twilight Princess. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the first game that I can remember that was like, we're developing it both at once. And that's really the only I can think of until like this latest generation of like PS4 to PS5 and Xbox. Xbox. What I don't know what the current Xbox is. And I don't know what the previous Xbox was.
I can look it up real quick if you want.
Yeah, but that generational rollout, the difference, I have not cared about it, and it seems like there's not enough of a difference. Like I was talking about, like the difference between like the PS4 and PS5 doesn't seem big enough to like warrant me going out and buying a new $500 console. And it was so hard to acquire a PS5 for so long,
right,
that like people could not make profitable like PS5 only games because so few people had PS5s. They couldn't just sell it to you.
Wow, I didn't realize how new Xbox was.
What do you mean?
The first Xbox was in 2001.
Yes. Yeah, Xbox was Microsoft's foray into consoles.
So Xbox 360.
Xbox One.
Then Xbox 360S. Well, yeah, Xbox 360E. Xbox One.
Okay.
Xbox One S. Xbox One X. Xbox Series X. These are terrible names, Xbox, just so you know. These all are terrible. Xbox Series S, which sounds almost like X, which is, again, terrible. And that's the current game is Xbox Series S, which came out in 2020.
See, I don't even know if that's a new generation or if that's just an upgrade on the Xbox One. And
Yeah.
I've heard like nothing
Yeah,
about. I assume the Xbox Series.
Yeah, it must be kind of like an
is-
iPhone, like an iPhone SE, like iPhone 10s, iPhone, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
well, yeah, for like the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, the Xbone, that makes sense. But
Oh, so it
I
looks
think
like
those
the
were all
series,
just upgrades
the
of each
S
other.
and the X were released at the same time.
Yeah, one's probably a bigger.
Yeah, the X is larger and cooler and more expensive.
Yeah.
And the S is
Okay.
smaller. And anyway, but yeah, so that's another good point though that you bring up, that like it's so hard to get these, and they are really pricey. Like they're not cheap.
Yeah,
Consoles
they're
aren't
cheaper
cheap.
than a PC, which is like the big advantage of like a console. Like,
Well,
you buy a console, you know your console is going to be able to run the games that you buy for
Right.
it, assuming developer competence. That's another big.
I mean, and you made a good point. Wow, this is a rich discussion. There's so many points to make. Like earlier you were saying, like it's harder to be able to test your own games on different consoles, especially if they're updating a lot. So that's why a lot of indie games are PC only,
Yep.
because they can test on. They're building it on a PC.
Out of the box, you just
they can test
you
it.
just
They can use it.
play it on you test it on the same system you build it on. Yeah.
So there's that. But also, I mean, I think there's other benefits to a console besides just like, I guess, knowing it'll run. I mean, right now there's PCs that are cheaper than consoles for sure.
Yes, but like you wouldn't be able to like run like modern games on them.
Well, some games. Isn't there like a Chromebook gamer Chromebook? Isn't there like I know. Isaac made a face like yikes, and that's true.
So I think that's when the like game streaming. I think they stream games rather than like play on the device hardware
I
itself.
can't imagine
which is a whole new thing that I don't know anything about,
Yeah.
and people I don't know how new. I feel like the technology has been around for a while, but like I don't actually know how popular it is
I mean,
or
Flash
how
games
good
were
it is.
streamed, right? Because they're just web based.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head whether like you would consider it streaming. I'm pretty sure you would download to your web cache and then you would play the Flash file there. But
Well, I mean, I would just hit play in the browser. I don't know what's happening in the back end.
yeah,
Anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, just like the fact that it's such a high expense for most people to buy a console, never mind multiple consoles, and then they're just going to throw another one at you. Like we've debated a couple of times since we've been together about buying a second Switch for various reasons.
Yep.
But I never want to because I'm like scared. I'm like, are we on the cusp of a new Switch? Are we going to spend like $300 to $400 on something and then it's irrelevant in 6 months? I mean, luckily the Switch you've had for at least 4 years.
Yep, like since 2018, I think.
Oh wow, okay, so longer than that. So I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty longevity. But yeah, I don't know. I like consoles not just because I don't know, it's just like a different gaming experience. Like I like using the controllers. I like playing it on the TV. I like laying on the couch when I do it.
Yeah.
Those are the things I like.
Yep. In general, a console is cheaper for the amount of power that you get, but it reduces, I guess, diversity. Like you won't be able to play as many games, and you won't be able to.
And you can only play games that are built for that. So like, there's PlayStation games that we cannot play on the Switch.
Right.
So.
And then when certain games do get finally on the Switch, because the Switch has so much relatively weaker hardware, like I don't know if you or the listeners have seen any of like the the latest Mortal Kombat game. They did do a Switch version, but the graphics are so much worse than the like PS5.
Yeah. Well, this was the joke. This whole conversation was spurned by a joke on TikTok about if a new Switch came out, and they're like, yeah, it's going to be just as powerful as the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Oh, and those are the last generation.
Or no, Xbox 360. They were like, it's going to be just as powerful as like PS4 and Xbox 360. And they were like, you mean PS5? And they're like, no, we don't.
Oh man. Yeah.
But it was a joke. It was humor. But it is like, it seems like Nintendo doesn't care as much about that. But they do a good job when they develop games specifically for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When
we've
you
talked
know
about
the hardware limitations.
Right. We've talked about how Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom kind of, like, if you look at it closely, it isn't good.
You see the cracks in the.
the overall viewpoint, it looks beautiful.
Yes.
Even though then when you look at the graphics, you're like, oh wait, I see how this isn't actually that high tech, but because they weren't pushing it,
right,
it looks great.
They knew exactly what their limitations were, and they knew exactly what they needed to do to work within those limitations to make things look good.
Exactly.
They polished the turd, if you will.
Well, I guess this is all to say, like, I mean, when I was a kid and I learned about the different operating systems, I remember this well, and I thought that should be illegal. I was like, I thought that I was like, if there should be anything that's like harshly regulated, it should be that every computer runs the same system, so that every file can talk to every file. I just wanted everything to be compatible with everything.
Yeah.
And
wouldn't that be a dream world?
Yeah. So I think that's where my instinct lies, and I'm just like, oh, like, yeah, I think it is. It's because think about it, you spend $400 on a console, maybe more. And then you have to spend like $60, $70 per game on that console. Yeah. And then they throw a new console at you, and then you have to rebuy all your favorite games.
For $500 this time.
I don't know.
Usually you won't be able to rebuy your favorite games.
Well, no, but it will be like, okay, so with the new console, there'll be like a new, like Kirby Dream Land 2.
Yeah,
and then I'll be like, I want that game. It's so not your favorite game, but your favorite IP. Like they'll start releasing the sequels to all your favorite games, and then you'll say, I feel like I need this.
I need to play the new Kirby game.
I do need to. If there is one, I do need it. I want Return to Dreamland 2, or it doesn't have to be that, but like the same style, like another Kirby 3D.
Forgotten Land.
Oh yeah,
There's
too many lands.
Dreamland is classic.
I played
Kirby
Return to
style.
Dreamland Deluxe.
Yeah,
but yes, it is classic Kirby style. Yeah, I want Forgotten Land 2, or whatever that's called. But
Forgotten Land.
Forgotten Land 2. Forgot again.
It is the exact same land.
We just forgot.
Yeah.
Kirby has amnesia and has to play the games all over again.
Actually, it's Popstar, but yes, Kirby does have amnesia.
Yeah, it's Forgotten Land, but it's Popstar.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Here we go. All right. So I know that we got into a big, complex, deep subject, and we've only scratched the surface. And I don't know. Hopefully, we said some useful things, but I think it is time to move on to
the rapid fire round.
There we go. That's the official stinger. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, we've done it before, so yes.
All right, I've got my timer. Did we explain what this is?
Yeah, so in the rapid fire round, I'm going to generate 3 random words. Isaac will set up a timer for 5 minutes. We have those 5 minutes to come up with a game idea and a game name based on those 3 words, and this is all happening right now.
And I'm starting the timer in 3, 2, 1.
Emotion, farewell, disposition.
Okay. All right. So this is Life is Strange 3. End game. End idea. We're done.
I was gonna say Life is Strange 3 already exists, but that's your joke. That's your joke. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's the only that I can think of others obviously, but that's the game that immediately comes into mind.
Yeah. But we need to come up with our own game.
I can't. I'm just so tainted by the idea of the existing perfect match game.
I think what's weird is emotion and disposition are almost, it's not the same, but it's so very similar.
But so the way that I could see that and we do this all the time. This is a talk, this could be a talky conversation game. And in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, there was a little mini game where you could affect, they called it the disposition of a person by using persuasion, threatening, bribing, and there was one other thing. I don't know. But that's just
taking a mechanic from another game.
Yeah. Which is one of the main branches of game idea.
I know.
Take one concept from another game and expand it into a full game.
Yeah, I know.
So this could be, all right, so you take the disposition. So, all right, you're talking to people. They have a certain disposition, which let's say it's hostile, friendly, neutral.
Right. Yep.
You start with a certain disposition and you have to use dialogue choices to get them to a different disposition.
Okay, I think. So I read this book and it was good, and I forget what it was called. But basically, someone kept a consciousness kept waking up in a different body and replaying the same day, so it was kind of Groundhog Day-y.
Oh, interesting.
But they had to try to like each time using whatever the different body they had to try to like affect the outcome of the day.
Okay.
So, and we wouldn't use that part of it, but I'm thinking like, what if it's like that? So you have like a clock.
Okay.
And that's the farewell part. Like you or someone is going to leave, and you're trying to like either you're trying to actually leave or you're going to stop someone from leaving or something like that. And so you have to replay this. And so the disposition thing is you're trying to like manipulate the dispositions of people in such a way that like the day plays out the way that you want to.
Okay. So like you replay the same day continuously. And like if you find out that like Martha, if you get her angry, she'll go yell at Mark.
Right.
Which and then Mark will get sad.
And you can manipulate that and he'll give you money.
Or
sad,
or like he'll be like
Yeah.
on the couch drinking a beer, which means that instead of gardening, which means that you can sneak through the garden to escape or something like that.
Right.
Like that kind of stuff. So like
so like the more you play, the more you learn, and then eventually you win the game.
Okay, so ultimately this is sort of Life is Strange 1.
Yeah,
actually.
a little. But well, no, but Life is Strange 1 you can replay time.
Right.
But you can't do that infinitely, and you also can only do it in certain situations.
Right, but like the mechanical concept of you watch like something happen, then you reverse, then you go back to the beginning, then you change things, watch it happen again.
In this game, you'd have to play the entire day every time.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it's different. It's pretty different.
Okay.
To me, that's like very different.
It's the difference between 1 hour and 1 minute.
No, you can't reverse 1 hour in Life is Strange 1. You can only reverse right away.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a scale difference.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
It's also the time reversal in Life is Strange is like location bound too. It's not. I think it's very different. I think it's a very different mechanic.
We have 55 seconds left to come up with a name.
The Last Farewell.
Okay, bam. 48 seconds left on the clock. The Last Farewell.
That's the name of a song I sang in choir.
Wow.
I think. Right. Maybe not.
It sounds familiar. It's either a movie or a song that I've heard of before.
Anyway, ready?
Yes.
Can.
Oh, I'm starting the timer.
You said ready. I thought that
no,
meant you were
you
ready.
asked me if I was ready. I said yes. I was expecting you to. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. The timer is going. So what?
Can. C-A-N.
Okay.
So that draw corruption.
Can draw corruption.
Could we do like Kick the Can, a video game?
I guess we could.
No,
yeah.
You had another idea.
I was going to say you can draw power from corruption.
Okay.
Which is like the thesis statement for like games like Prototype or Infamous, where like you have some kind of mutant power and you can either use it for like good or evil, and like especially in Prototype it is like a corrupting force in your body, and it makes you more powerful as you like mutate more and more. But I mean, I feel like that's cheating just because I used our 3 words to form a sentence.
Yeah, no, let's do better.
All right, kick a can, but how do you fit corruption into kick the can? I mean, you have a kingdom, right, where all settlements, instead of like war or fighting or debates even, every dispute is settled by doing kick the can. And you are you start off as a peasant, and you go up the kick the can circuit until you become the kick the canner of the king. And then there's like a corruption plot line where you have to defeat the evil vizier's kick the canner.
Okay.
Something. No? Yeah?
I don't know. I can't imagine the gameplay of that, really. I thought it'd be more like a party game. And it could be a werewolf thing, because I was thinking about it from the conversation before. So, like, the corruption is in the players.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know. You had more of a thought out stuff. I'm not. My brain's not working on this right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, the gameplay would be there would be a can.
Yeah.
And there would be an arena, and you'd run around, and you'd try to kick the can into the opposing person's goal.
Have you ever played Kick the Can? That's not how that works.
That's not how. How do you play kick the can?
Someone stands on the can.
Someone stands on the can?
They have their foot on it, yeah, and you have to kick it out from under them.
What?
I'm almost pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up.
I thought that this was a goal-based game.
No.
I thought kick the can was like soccer, but hey, we don't have a ball. We're going to kick a can. But like 2 players. I thought it was 2 players. I thought you could even play it solo just by kicking a can around and like coming up with like targets to hit.
No. I'm trying to load it to tell us how to play kick the can.
Folks, we're learning stuff today.
It's a collective game that's played outdoors. The goal of the game is to find all the hidden. Yeah, it's basically hide and seek plus. So everyone hides. There's a can in the middle. People try to go find. When the person who's guarding the can tries to find people, then other people can go out and try to kick the can, and then the hiders win. It is not just kicking a can into a goal. It's not even a little bit that.
Okay, well. Apparently, wow, my game idea for kick the can was way better than those Great Depression era kids had. What do you? Okay.
Yeah, a child will be chosen to play it. They'll guard the ball or can. At the beginning of the game, a player other than it will have to kick the can. It will then have to hurry to retrieve the ball, pick it up, and put it in the center. All the children hide. When the person guarding the ball sees a hider, they must put his foot on the ball and call out the name and where they are. Anyway, yeah, it's basically hide and seek with like an extra element.
Okay. I'm going to remain that I like my idea.
Okay, sure.
Better.
Your idea, we're going with it. It's called Can of the Kingdom.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have to be called that. That was my first guess. You don't have to take my first guess every time.
I don't have a better guess.
What how much time do we have left?
We have 40 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's not a lot. Well,
yeah.
Candom.
Candom?
Well, no, there's no cans.
Oh.
I meant candom, like kingdom, but cans.
Oh, okay. All right.
Draw? Where was that?
What?
Did you work draw into it?
Draw's a word?
That was the second
I
word.
thought it was draw, power, and corruption.
No, it was draw, and corruption.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, no, draw was not in there at all, and we only have 10 seconds left, so this is a failure, which we have no consequence.
It looks like a comic book. Can of the Kingdom.
No, okay. It's time's up. Time's up.
You're not going to give that one to me? The visuals, it just looks like a drawn comic book?
I mean,
Come on.
we could, yeah. Listeners, email us. Tell us whether you think that was a success or
Make
not.
that game podcast@gmail.com. Sorry, I got too wrapped up in the fact that you didn't know what Kick the Can was.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time
I'm sorry.
talking about kicking cans. I really thought the second word was power. I thought it was
can
power,
draw corruption. And you said you can draw power from corruption.
Oh,
and that's
I
how
added power myself.
Yes. And then you got wrapped up in that, and yeah.
Okay, well.
And I got wrapped up in Kick the Can, and we just both went on different journeys there.
I just can't believe that Kick the Can is a nonsensical bad game.
I thought
for
it was
dumb
fun.
children.
Someone broke their leg playing Kick the Can in my school growing up.
It makes so much more sense to kick the can into the goal.
Anyway.
God.
Are you ready for the last 3 words?
I am, and I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
We got a repeater. Haunt, draw, so we get a second chance.
Okay.
Wine, W-I-N-E, so specifically alcohol.
Haunt, draw, wine.
What if you draw things and then the things come to life and haunt you?
Why would you do that? What? Why would you do that?
You don't know. You don't know that that's what's happening.
You don't. But how do you? So you draw. All right.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is a bad idea. Okay. All right. Go. What do you think?
All right. Draw, wine,
haunt.
Okay. Haunt doesn't have to mean ghosts.
True.
You could haunt a wine store. You could hang out. It's one of your regular haunts.
Okay.
And you loiter outside.
Surprised that we got handed
the
a spooky
vineyard.
word and you're not leaning into it because we love a spooky game.
Yeah, but it's not October anymore, so.
Okay, well.
Spooky time is over. Okay. All right. Draw. draw?
You could draw weapons. You can draw a gun.
You draw wine labels. You draw labels for wine bottles.
It's a graphic design game.
It's a graphic design game.
Right.
Yep. And you don't make the wine. You do it for wineries.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, graphic designers don't usually make the wine. Yeah.
And
so, okay, wait. Oh, here we go. You are a ghost. You have powers.
Okay.
I'm stealing from Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which is like the game I referenced in the beginning. It's a good game. I didn't really talk about it, but it's a good game. I should honk and bonk it eventually. I just want to play it a little longer. Anyway, in Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, it is a kind of a graphic design game. You're designing tarot cards, but the images you put on the tarot cards give it like certain qualities that then give you like energy, basically.
Okay.
So maybe the elements you choose to put on the wine label give the wine certain qualities because you're a powerful ghost.
Okay. All right. You're a ghost drawer instead of a ghost writer.
Yes.
Okay. And so so you enchant wines for companies.
Yes.
But then what does enchanting the wine do for you?
You get paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's good, if you did a good job, if it's fancy, then you get more money, and then you can use the money to buy cooler labels and powers for the wine.
Okay. So, let's imagine this. You are given you're contracted for a job designing a wine label. You get wine stats. And then what you add to the label, you see how it alters the stats. And then you like, I don't know what, like dryness, smell, like what are wine stats?
Bouquet.
That's smell, right?
I think so.
Okay. And is dryness like a wine thing?
Yeah, dry.
Yeah, so dry, bouquet.
We don't undertones.
There we go. Okay, so and then different things will affect different stats, and then the higher the stats, the more the wine sells, and you get royalties, and then that allows you to buy new designs from
that can
other
make
ghosts,
even better, and also outfits.
And also ghost outfits.
Yeah.
Okay. The ghost isn't just a single sheet with eye holes cut out?
I mean, it can be, but you can upgrade your sheet. You can get a little hat.
Okay. All right, there we go. There we go.
All right, are we calling it Ghost Drawer?
No.
Because I like the play on Ghost Writer. Ghost.
There's got to be
Winer.
Isn't it like
Sommelier.
Well, you're not really a sommelier because like you're a ghost, so you can't even taste the wine yourself because you're a ghost.
Right, and also you're a graphic designer ghost, so you're not really doing anything to do with the wine itself. Well, you have to understand wine in order to enchant it correctly.
We've got 20 seconds left.
Sip and haunt. Sip and slay. Well, sip and slay's a thing. Sip
and spook.
Sip and spook. The wine ghost game.
Sip and spook the wine ghost game. 8 seconds left on the clock. I've called it. Sip and spook the wine ghost game. There we go.
Oh, that was a rough rapid fire round. It's been a while since we've had a doozy.
Yeah. Well, draw is
Twice we got it.
Yeah. That's bad luck.
Well,
that is bad
Anyway,
bad
thanks
luck.
for sticking with us, listeners. You can email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a DM on Instagram, TikTok at makethatgamepod. You can also find us on twitch.tv/makethatgame. We're going to do a live stream every month. When is it?
Today.
Well, not today because you're listening on Tuesday.
Yeah, but today, the day we record, there will be a live stream
so helpful.
that you'll have missed.
I was gonna make a joke about it. When will it be? You'll never know. You have to sign up for our Twitch and follow us, and then get a notification.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I was.
You do have to do that.
Yeah, and please do give us a 5-star rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Or I think those are the only two that do reviews. But if they're not, go for it. Go 5-star review wild. And yeah, if you heard a game today, besides the game that Isaac pitched, because TM, then we encourage you to get out there and make that game.